Hey anglers, it's Al, the Hitman Sims, with the Connecticut Fishing Recon Report, brought to you by blackopsfishing.com, real undercover fishing. The report for August 6, 2012. Our first situation report comes at us from Fishing Factory 3 in Middletown. Andrew tells us that there's plenty of snappers at the mouth of the Connecticut River. He spoke to a buddy who made 30 casts and caught 30 snappers at the fishing pier under the 95 bridge in Old Saybrook earlier this week. The DEP dock and Dock and Dine at Saybrook Point are also fishing well. This has been a great summer for blue crabs so far. We've been having a tough time keeping both crab traps and crab nets on the shelves, which is usually a good indicator as to how good the crabbing is. The fishing piers in the mouth of the river and Dock and Dine have been producing good numbers of crabs, as well as the Black Hall River, Oyster River, and North Cove in Old Saybrook. Porgies and scup. Porgies are definitely a bright spot in this week's fishing report. Reports of sizable porgies are coming from just about every rock pile in the Sound, with some rock piles better than others. Hatchets, Bartlett's, Race Rock, Watch Hill, and Block Island's Southwest Ledge all have some hubcap-sized scup on them. From shore, the Hole in the Wall in Niantic, Hammonasset State Park, Meggs Point, Harkness State Park, and Watch Hill are all fishing good to excellent. Fluke. This summer fluke bite has been pretty dismal. We've gotten a few reports of some fish in the mouth of the Connecticut River. The Sand Shoal seems to have a few shorts. The deep water at Hatchets and Black Point has been stingy, and we haven't had a report of anything sizable from Sound View in over a week. Isabella and the rest of the south side of Fishers has been stingy too. A few fish here and there. Niantic Bay east to Harkness has been a little bit better, but not by much. The Rhode Island beaches east to Charleston have been a little bit better, with a load of shorts, the occasional keeper, and a few legal sea bass thrown in. We received some better reports from the Nebraska Shoal and Block Island is good one day and slow the next. Most of the better reports of fluke are coming from the south side of the island in 75 feet of water or better. The sea bass bite has been decent at the island as well, mostly in depths of 60 feet or better on Southwest Ledge. Hopefully the fluke bite will turn on locally. We still have plenty of time to target these fish in our home waters. Dave Russo is still in the lead of our season-long fluke tourney with a 9.38 pound doormat taken earlier this season. Bass and blues. Striper fishing has been tough the last few weeks, which is typically the case this time of year. There's no lack of bunker in the mouth of the Connecticut River. Anglers netting or snagging bait and fishing the adjacent reefs at daybreak are scoring some fish. Long Sand Shoal is worth a shot. Reports have been either hot or cold. Some mornings the fish are on the feed, other mornings the shoal is a ghost town. Fishing at daybreak increases your odds. Hatchets has been okay for medium-sized bass. Live bunker has been the bait of choice. Bartlett's and Black Point are giving up some fish at night on eels and at daybreak with live bunker or scup. Be prepared for the bluefish to compete with the bass for the baits once the sun gets high in the sky. The race has been good for bass with live bait. At night, eels are working well. There hasn't been much topwater in the Sound this summer so far. There have been a few bass taken on poppers along the rocky shoreline of Fisher's Island at dawn. But other than that, the topwater bite in Long Island Sound has been dominated by small harbor blues. For a consistent bluefish bite, the race and plum gut have been good. There's no shortage of blues in either one of these rips. From shore, Saybrook Point and the DEP pier have been giving up some gator-sized blues on chunk baits. Our next situation report comes at us from Connecticut Outfitters in Wethersfield. The dog days of summer have hit. Many species of fish have slowed in their bite. The good news is we have reports of bonito near the east waters off block, so it won't be long before they're here. On the Connecticut River north of Hartford, John from South Windsor landed a 38-inch northern pike on live bait, a huge shiner, near the mouth of the Farmington River from his secret shore spot near dusk this past week. In greater Hartford area, we're hearing of white perch in Weathersfield Cove, and sandworms are the go-to bait. Also chunking for cats with frozen herring and frozen eels at night is producing some good-sized fish. On the Salmon and Farmington rivers, flows are very low, but fish can still be enticed from the depths. Try using a mealworm and a split shot. Mouth and lower, tons of bluefish and bunker. Very few fluke, only shorts, but blue crabs are still a good bet. The marine report. Porgy fishing is still good with many dinner plates coming over the rocks for shore anglers. Bluefish are everywhere, and they're extremely big and eating lots of tackle. Stripers, tube and worm trolling is still producing. The bluefish are really putting pressure on anyone looking to hook into a striper though. This is the time to go stealth fishing with eels at night when the bluefish aren't so aggressive. The next situation report comes to us from Hilliard's Tackle in Waterford. John says that fluking is fair. There's still a lot of shorts around, but there are some bigger fish coming into the shop in the 24 to 26 inch range. But these fish are only found in deep water, 70, 80, 90, even up to 120 feet. John says there's huge porgies around, but they can be spotty. Spots that are normally hot can be great one day and then off the next. Black fishing is pretty good for this time of year. Remember, black fishing remains open through the month of August and then closes until October 10th. Blue fishing is fantastic. John said just 3 days ago there were blues and birds from one end of the sound to the other. Bass fishing. Striped bass fishing has been a nighttime thing with eels when there aren't so many blues around. Try the Race or Bartlett's. Snapper blues are once again showing up in the Niantic River after a few dismal years. And the next report comes to us from our very own Black Ops Mafia. Right now, freshwater bass fishing is awesome, both day and night. Try wacky worms, Texas rig worms, jigs, and frogs. They have all been producing nicely, even during the heat waves. Catfishing has been really good. Black Ops guides have been getting catfish in the daytime and the nighttime in the Connecticut River. If you know the hangouts, there's plenty of nice-sized cats to be caught. Chunk eels are the bait of choice. Been Al the Hitman Sims with the Connecticut Fishing Recon Report, brought to you by BlackOpsFishing.com. Until next week, keep off my bass.